Despite the challenges Huawei has faced for a couple of years, they continue to release smartphones that are their faster feature-packed smartphones. In this video, we finally got our hands on one of the most anticipated Huawei device, the Huawei Nova Y72. Boasting a 6.75-inch display, a Kirin 710A processor, and a dual main camera with a 50-megapixel main sensor, will the Huawei Nova Y72 be a good daily driver? Well, let's all find out in this review. In terms of design, the Huawei Nova Y72 feels hefty at 207 grams, solid in the hands, and shares a similar design to Huawei's flagship, the P60 Pro. Checking out the back panel, we have a huge main rear camera along with a micro lens sitting at the top of the module and the LED flash just right down below. Additionally, there's also the Huawei branding. In terms of build quality, the Huawei Nova Y72 is made out of a plastic back panel and frame. Just for the sake of this review, we tried really bending it with ample force, and to our surprise, look at that, it still remains intact. The unit we have is in the green colorway, which has an iridescent glittery finish back panel, but for a much more muted color, the black option is also available. Moving over to the front, we have a decently sized 6.75-inch LCD panel with a drop notch at the top for the selfie camera, which we think makes this device feel a little bit dated. At the top of the notch is the call speaker, and we'll explore more of the display just in a bit. Now, checking out the buttons and ports, situated on the right side are the volume rocker and the sleep wake button that doubles as a fingerprint scanner. On the right side, there's the quick access button, which can quickly launch apps, pretty nifty. Moving over at the top, we have the secondary microphone, while down at the bottom, there's the speaker grill, SIM card tray, main microphone, and of course, the USB Type-C port. Overall, one thing that we didn't like about this device from a design standpoint is this, here at the top. The drop notch, as it feels a little bit dated in our opinion. For the display, we have a decently sized 6.75-inch TFT LCD with a resolution of 1600 by 720 and a pixel density of 260 dpi. There is no form of glass protection in here aside from the pre-installed screen protector, just always nice. On the other hand, the display is bright, although we had a little bit of a problem in using it outdoors, but indoor visibility is okay. Texts are sharp, although the display leans towards the cooler side for our liking, but this can be adjusted through the settings under the display and brightness section. Also, the screen refresh rate is only 60 Hz, so do take note of that. While we have slightly dated display technology on the Huawei Nova Y72, this doesn't mean that it wasn't a great tool for watching content. For its price tag, the display quality is decent, colors are okay for an LCD panel, and there's ample contrast. There's eye comfort in the mix where the display turns warm, and the ebook mode for reading ebooks comfortably. Night mode is also present, but since this is an LCD panel, it wouldn't have any conservation effect on the battery. For speakers, it sounds tinny but can easily fill up the room at maximum volume. Also, do take note that we only have a single downward firing speaker here, so we do highly suggest you using your favorite TWS or wired earphones for a much more optimized viewing experience. Now, in terms of the camera, we do have a 15-megapixel main with an aperture of 1.8 and a 2-megapixel macro sensor with an aperture of 2.4. Camera quality is surprisingly good, colors and contrast are well balanced, and details are present. Although there are instances where some details are soft, but we don't mind that so much, as most of us don't really pixel peep as much. HDR is also good, and the overall photo quality doesn't look washed out and is definitely usable for social media postings. Low-light photos, on the other hand, are also good. It's not like it's going to brighten up a pitch black scene, but it's very much usable. Video quality is subpar. It can shoot up to 1080p at 30 frames per second, and just like the photo quality, it's okay. Although there's no form of stabilization here, so expect shaky video output. Running on the Huawei Nova Y72 is HarmonyOS 4.0, which is EMUI version 12.0. Just like any Huawei devices, there is a few bloatware here and there, but can be installed pretty easily. One good thing about these Huawei devices is that you now have easy access to Google Suite unlike before. But if you want to skip that hassle of going through that process, there are thousands of apps available in the Huawei's app gallery. But just in case you want to know how to install Google Apps on your Huawei Nova Y72, just click right here for our instructional video. Nonetheless, we are very happy to report that these Huawei devices now don't feel limited when it comes to installing apps and be a good overall daily driver. UI is pretty intuitive, and also there are a host of customization options available, from changing your wallpaper to applying themes to match your personality. For performance, running on the Huawei Nova Y72 is a Kirin 710A coupled with a Mali G51 GPU, 8 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigs of internal storage. There's an expandable storage option, but it uses Huawei's proprietary nano memory, which can go up to 256 gigs of extra storage. Performance-wise, while it is up par, you can do all the tasks that you need, but we feel a little bit reserved in jumping tasks from time to time, and we do feel a little bit limited when we have a couple of apps open. There is a noticeable stutter here and there, and sometimes when opening apps for the first time, it takes a while to load up. When playing games, of course, Mobile Legends is playable under medium to high settings, but for playing Genshin Impact, well, it's not impossible to play that game on this device. Frame rates are dropped to around 25 FPS and feels laggy most of the time, even in low graphics settings. This really isn't an issue if you think about it, as we do have to consider that we have a budget processor baked in on this device. If you are interested in our benchmark scores, here are the results that we got. Battery-wise, we have a sizable 6000 mAh battery here with support for 22.5 watt fast charging. In our experience, charging this device from 0 to 80% will take approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is okay considering that we have a huge 6000 mAh lithium-ion battery to fill up. We did also run our usual benchmarking apps, and here are the results that we got for video loop test and PC Mark Work 3.0 battery test. And yes, this device can last you a day or two on average use, making the Huawei Nova Y72 a reliable device for people who need to be connected to the internet all day. Now for connectivity, we do get Wi-Fi 802.11, Bluetooth 5.1, NFC, and unfortunately, you get 4G LTE only, no 5G here. Now for security, we have a side-mounted fingerprint scanner which works okay most of the time, but there's also facial recognition, though this option is less secure. Now to conclude this review of the Huawei Nova Y72, this device has a few shortcomings, like its LCD display and performance. But when it comes to the battery department and the camera, the Huawei Nova Y72 won't fail you. When buying a new smartphone, you have to look for a device that fits your needs. In this case, if you are willing to sacrifice a little bit on the performance side and the display to have a huge battery capacity and a good camera in its class, the Huawei Nova Y72 could be a good daily driver for you. But if your lifestyle leans towards on the productivity side, the Huawei Nova Y72 can still be a good pick, but you have to take into account the limitations that it might bring along the way because of its processor and the old-style display. As for pricing, this device is priced at 9,999 pesos, which is an early bird promo. And in our book, the Huawei Nova Y72 has a great price tag. The device will be available starting today at all Huawei stores nationwide, including Huawei's official stores in Lazada and Shopee, and it comes with a leisure gift box worth 1,899 pesos and freebies, including cash vouchers, which you can claim on the Huawei app gallery. And there you have it, guys. What do you guys think about this device? Do let us know in the comment section below, and if you find this video helpful, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so you won't miss any future uploads, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X, and do visit youtube.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Arel with the Huawei Nova Y72. See you in the next video.